Taurus. This will be focusing more on the connection, what's bringing the two of you together potentially, and what we can learn about the strengths and the challenges of this, so the good and the bad of the relationship. So let's jump straight into it with the first card to sort of see what's bringing the two of you together, the basis of this connection, Taurus. Okay, you've got sensitivity. You're intuitively drawing this person into your life and into your experience, Taurus. I think it's very important, the visualization techniques, the energy, the thoughts. I feel like it's very important to center it out, your dream person, your ideal person, because it's the person you visualize that I think you're going to attract. You've got the number 6 here. 1 and 5 makes 6. 6 is a very intuitive number, okay, the sixth sense, the balance between earthly and spiritual. So I think this is a relationship that the both of you, it's almost like you're both attracting each other. The beautifulness of the rose, the blue in this card indicate a very strong emotional bond, okay? But it is going to be a sensitive connection, okay? I definitely picked up on that in the general. I picked up that it was already with the Piscean energy coming forward here. I already sort of understood that this relationship is going to take a toll on your emotions. Now, it's going to be for the good and the bad, Taurus, but I definitely feel there's a lot of sensitivity happening in this connection. So it's what makes me think of that is something to do with a very fragile connection. So keep that in mind. But let's shift over to your strengths, Taurus, and have a look and see what's coming up in regards to your strengths with this person. The relationship, sorry. Okay, this is very powerful, Taurus. Straight away, I'm drawn to say that it might be a twin flame soulmate union. Your next major relationship could be with someone life-changing, life-altering. The 2 of Cups is here. This is Leo energy. Leo energy is all about taking lead in a situation, initiative, proactiveness, lust, passion, sex, territory, possession. I don't feel you're going to have an issue feeling and developing connections with each other. Okay, there's a strong bond and there's a strong commitment. There's also a strong similarity between the two of you. You're both going to come in with equal feelings for each other, so this is very powerful. I think you're definitely going to be quite protective. Okay, you've got that 9 of Wands here in conjunction with the Leo element. It shows that you're going to be protective over this person and they are going to be quite protective over you. Now, it might borderline to a bit of jealousy, okay, and a bit of territory, you know, wanting to know where you are, what you're doing. You know, you might see these sorts of tendencies, or this person could bring out these sorts of tendencies in you, Taurus, okay? Sometimes you can be a little bit territorial as well, but that Leo energy is coming up here. But look, the 2 of Cups, I think you both want similar things. You'll both ultimately want each other. You'll be protective over each other, over the relationship. He's almost like standing guard, watching over the 2 of Cups here. So I feel like this is pointing to you're really going to protect each other's interests and stand up for each other, which makes me think there's a very solid unity here, Taurus. The 7 of Pentacles is also here, and this is about patience. Or discussing things rationally. I think that could be your strong point, and I think that may be what's needed here when the 2 of you do connect with that 7 of Pentacles. This is about reflection. Okay, so maybe your ability to reflect on things together, to talk about things together, that could be fairly strong. And also, you needing to give each other time and patience, and I think giving each other time and patience and trying to reflect on things, I actually think that's going to pay off in the relationship. So yes, it's coming up as one of your strengths, but I feel in way of dealing with things, Taurus, if you apply that 7 of Pentacles approach, I think it can really, really lead to success in this relationship here. I also want to say with the 7 of Pentacles, you'll have to wait for them to prove something to you. Words are not enough, Taurus, okay? Behaviorally, they could take the right course of action, but I did sense a sort of frazzled energy to this person. Nonetheless, I think with the 7 of Pentacles, I think you being the patient one, you being the grounded one, I think this is pointing to the fact that you'll really be the one that'll set the pacing in this relationship. But that'll be the strong point, because I do sense this person could be a little bit more submissive, and as a result, you know, they'll be happy for you to take on that reins. So I feel like that's a strong point. If it sort of falls in your favor and you're sort of guiding the relationship, leading it to where it needs to go, I sense that this could be a good thing. I sense that it could be a good thing in the fact that this person is willing to give the reins over to you a little bit. But a lot of common interest, and I also want to say tradition. So I do sense that this person might be quite traditional or family oriented, but I feel your values align fairly closely, and I feel like you'll be accepted by family and friends even. So that could be a strong point, being welcomed into their world, and you being welcoming of your world to them as well. Let's look at the challenges though, areas where you may struggle a little bit. Okay, definitely feel like there's anxiety in this relationship, and it's anxiety about the unknown. Okay, the High Priestess is unknown, is the unknown. She represents very powerful things, but read in a context of challenge, it's all about what she doesn't know, or what he doesn't know is going to make them fearful and anxious. That Nine of Swords, being kept up at night, loneliness. There's some insecurities that are going to come out in this relationship. Maybe insecurities you had deep down that this person might activate, Taurus, or maybe this is more them. But there could be, this person constantly will need you to validate or help their anxiety. With that Nine of Swords, this is not seeing your vision, this is darkness, this is, what I'm getting is presumptions and accusations. Because the Magician, read in a context of challenge, is more so the fact that it's the mischievousness, it's the trickery of the Magician. Could it be confidence? I think confidence is more over this side. I think on the other side here, Taurus, in terms of challenges, Aries is opposition. That's what the Magician represents. For some, he represents a Gemini, so it really just depends what you take that as. But I did sort of sense that Gemini energy with the Two of Swords. Nonetheless, the Magician is manipulative. But I feel like it's anxiety that's going to cause this manipulative behavior. Or lack of satisfying, you know, the Magician wants instant glory, instant gratification, and if he doesn't get that, then we see the Nine of Swords, then we see the anxiety come out, then we see the uncertainty. So you have your work cut out for you here, Taurus. I think there's a lot of potential that can come from this relationship, but there are these little issues that you're going to have to work through, either on your end or with this person, or maybe it's something they need to do independently. They need to do on their own with the Magician. But nonetheless, look, I feel like, see how he's got everything out on the table here, and the Priestess withholds something. I don't know if there's the notion of withholding information. They may reveal something to you when you're quite deep into this relationship, Taurus. Vice versa, you may be revealing something to them, something quite intimate or personal or secretive. Not very early on in the relationship. It's going to come with time, and I feel like the other person might get hurt because of that, and vice versa. I don't know why this is. I don't know why there's suppression of this conversation or this deed or this secret, but there is some other factor to them, and I sort of said this. And not that you should go into this relationship anticipating the other second factor to come out, because for some it might not have anything to do with this. And I don't want to plant a seed in your head, Taurus, but I just want you to be aware that there could be another aspect. So, but I think you're quite practical when it comes to relationships, so I think you do have a good handle on things. I think you'll be able to cope well and, you know, take that time to process what's going on. But you'll be protective of them. I think you're really going to generate a care factor here between the both of you. There's a lot of newness, okay, new feelings that are going to come out, because the Aries represents those new emotions, new factors, new experiences, and things of that nature. So you are yet to experience all of that with this person. I will leave your reading at that though, so thank you again so much for watching.